Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. Today is the latest episode in Thrifty Canucks and Thrifty Thursday series, and these basically, I think what I'm doing is including the sort of notions and paper things that I've thrifted in this video, and from now on I'll probably be doing books on this, like for the Sunday series, what's in my bookcase, because I think I've essentially gone through the different categories that may be of interest to you. So this way, if I save my book purchases and call them, new old books or new acquisitions or whatever, then we can still keep the bookcase series going, and there's a little more rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. And hopefully that works for you as well. Now, having said that, this little book, you know what? I'll put it with the Ukrainian stuff, and I'll do that another day. Okay, let's begin. Now, these things are an accumulation. They've come from a variety of sources. Some of them came in grab bags that I've now opened. I sure hope I haven't shown you this before. That's the problem if you don't put your stuff away. Oh, and the reason I have my tape measure out is because I bought some antique furniture at an auction. And so we finally got those things home and moved into the studio here, well, as recently as this morning. And I'm now in the process yet again, of rearranging, finding out what is the best, most efficient layout, and, trying to find new ways to store and display and deal with stuff. Now, you're probably sitting at home saying, well, if you'd only stop buying, space would not be an issue. There is truth to that. Definitely. Anyway, let's carry on. So, again, don't know where this came from. It's just a packet of envelopes. Haven't sorted them in any way. They're probably from, maybe there's, I guess cards too. These metallic ones, gold and silver. What is this? These are cards. They probably were from an invitation kit or something. So obviously I'm not going to sort this now with you, but these will find a home in the right place. Now this, I'm not sure what it is. This was in a grab bag of some sort. These, I guess, are punch outs. Let's see if I can make a real mess here, because there are those tiny little dots that punch out as well. If only I had something sharp here. So kind of an edge like that. And each of these have different, and I don't know why they have, are they supposed to interlock? They've got that little hook on the end. Anyway, I have to keep, when I get stuff like this, I just have to keep it kind of front and center so that I remember to use it and be done with it, rather than find a place to store it. Or now in here, I guess these are rub-ons, since there's that little popsicle stick there. These are punch outs of different shapes. That must be another Yeah. Okay. Now I know what I have. This came from around here. I will show you probably just one personal item. You know, if you've watched before, you know that I have a big collection of audiobooks because when you live in the boondocks, you spend a lot of your life in a car driving to, you know, entertainment, shopping, civilization, whatever. So this, I saw, it was $5. 10 Penguin Classics on 45 CDs. Now, of course, I didn't check if they're all here. The woman at the till said that they don't check either. We did look at the first 2 or 3, and they appear to be absolutely perfect and clean and so on. So I'm thinking that that will be a, probably a safe bet. And there are, 10 different stories, so they're obviously not very long. They must be abridged. Can you just imagine how cultured and clever I will be by the time I've read these classics, or listened to these classics? So that is that. This was part of a grab bag, a 4-pack of thread. There seems to be very little on each spool. And then I see the Dollarama word there. So I'm just going to donate this because I have better thread than that. These I will keep because you can never have enough of these pins, in my opinion. This is some sort of it just says desk ruler. Yeah. Add that to my collection. That's another one of those that could easily be notched out to, to become a tearing ruler. I usually, if the price is right, I usually buy these scented drawer liners when I see them. This one, of course, is lovely. It still has a gentle scent to it. The reason it's open is because I've already used one sheet to line the drawers in one of these pieces of furniture that I bought. Put that there. This isn't very exciting. It is 1, 3, 4, 5 pieces of felt. These things, of course, are good to use, and it's probably 9 by, if only I had a ruler. It's probably 9 by 12. 11 and a half by almost, 8 3/4. So something like this is good to put in between layers if you want your journal cover to be a little cushier. So I do have a place where I store felt pieces. This is kind of that gripper pad, and it's got a bit of texture to it. Now I have other scrap pieces of this. Now this came in a grab bag as well. This stuff is really good for gel plate printing. And one of these days we have to do that because I'm rusty. I've probably forgotten everything I ever knew, which is questionable how much that was. In the grab bag, there was also this this is Unique brand. Dressmakers or quilter's grid or whatever these things are called. This one is a nice shape. The edges are still, sharp, and they haven't been kind of chewed up and worn out. So this one is 12 by 6, which is a great size. This was in a bag as well. Embossed leaves, embossed butterflies. So it's just a matter of keeping these, front and center again to use quickly rather than try to store them. Sewing, again, grab bag. You know, sometimes you see 1 or 2 items in there that you think, oh yes, I can't live without that. And then you end up with a whole bunch of things you could have lived without. So as far, I don't know if this was part of that, maybe not, but anyway. So bias tape, but the really wide one. This I typically open and iron. I open it and iron it open. This is a bra back extender, but my goodness, it must be 100 years old. 40 cents, and does anyone have bras that just have 1 row of hooks? I don't know, maybe. Bias tape, that's a good color. Bias tape. I have used it occasionally to just edge pages, you know, glue it on or sew it on to the edge of a page like you would on some fabric. I don't think I really needed fishing line, but again, it was in the grab bag, as well as a zipper. I have many thrifted, or I should say reclaimed, you know, harvested zippers. So, yeah. Whoa, that's unraveling. Have to come up with something to do with zippers, just to take advantage of those. Is some bit of ribbon, a feather, coochie coochie coo, carded ribbons, or ribbons, buttons. Now, for the longest time when I came across carded buttons, I used to quickly take them off, thinking that the card was almost more valuable than the buttons. But now I think I'm a little bit more in tune or in touch with what's really important. And sometimes leaving them intact is far better, because, of course, then you can, you know, include them, if they're not too thick, can include them in a journal. Now this, okay, oval sport laces, metal tipped. This is really kind of thick and poofy, so I don't know. Let's see, I don't care about this packaging. Oh, it says 45 inches. I'm just thinking that, again, grab bag item. I'm thinking that something like this could probably, I'll add it to the bin where I keep possible journal closures, because I find that I don't have very much navy stuff, and there's a wee bit of stretch to that, but not much. So that is good. Now this is one of those little, what would you call it? Not really a bobbin. I don't think that's the right word. But anyway, a thing for wrapping fibers on. Now this, you can see, wants to come apart very easily. So it's basically, it looks like it's some thread and some fuzzy stuff, which when bound together is not bad. Now this is probably something where I should tie a knot to prevent any more fraying. Or let's get rid of some of the part that is coming apart. Tie a knot to keep it together, and throw this in a cup of coffee or tea and dye the whole kit and caboodle. Take it off the plastic thing, of course. So, oh, there's a lot there, but it'll be more useful to me that way than it is this way. In a previous video, you may remember that I came across a brand new Moda Fabrics jelly roll, and didn't really know, you know, what a good price was or anything like that. So I Googled it in the store, and I've had people tell me in comments that, ooh, that seemed kind of high. I paid $30 for it. Somebody else said, oh, what a deal. So, it's kind of all in the eye of the beholder, or maybe your country of origin. Anyway, so there was okay, somebody started doing something with this. Like, I don't know about those colors. However, that's an add-on to this. Elements jelly. Now, I don't know how old this is. It says 100% cotton, 20 pieces, $12.99. Do not pre-wash. Finished fabric, camera, blah, blah, blah. These, which is obviously this as well, I was charged $2 for. So, obviously, I'm going to learn to love these colors because it just makes sense to love those colors when they're that cheap. I did do a video that you may or may not have seen that kind of showed me, showed what I did. Like, I took that whole jelly roll apart and basically got right to it. Made some ruffles, tore it into strips, and so on. You'll never guess what's in here. This too was the thing that grabbed me in that, grabbed me in the grab bag. These are little felted flowers. Now they are obviously thick, but would that not be cool? I mean, obviously not 5 of them, but cool on a journal cover where you don't care about, bulk, where you want some dimensional stuff. So I was pretty pleased about that. Apparently it's fairly easy to felt wool, but hey, I've got many other things on the go here. I'll show you something else that was in the grab bag. This was in a Ziploc bag, and it's basically these pins. I would say that are they an inch or are they 3/4? Oh, they're an inch. Well, no, maybe they're a short inch. And it says Monarch Pin on Pins. Monarch has sales and service offices in all principal cities, blah, 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 for use on Monarch marking machines. So don't ask me what that is. I haven't Googled it, and I probably really don't care. What I did like about the idea, and I found that this worked last night, I have been using these heavy-duty, thick, long, 1.5 pins to hold some of my lace little packets, bundles, assortments together. And these are so hard to push through that I thought, I hope these little guys will do the trick. And so this morning, I replaced a bunch of them that I had done. Now, I haven't put these guys away. I've run out of the pegs, the clothes pegs that I've been using. But, it seems to work even on these wider ones, so I'm happy with that. And, of course, as I used a bunch of this up, I ripped the paper off, and now I have a strip of this paper to use. I may just end up taking a bunch of these off and putting them in a smaller container, just so they're a bit easier to work with, because it's kind of finicky to pick off a pin one at a time. Okay, I'll show you these few items, and we'll end with some old stuff. This was just part of it was in a box. Someone must have kept it. You can tell it's ancient. It's yellowed with age. I believe, 1975. So I will, obviously do something with it when the time comes. There's only one of them. So that's cool. Then I don't even know where I was. What are these? Sewing patterns, 4 for $1. And this time other than that one, but this time, I guess 2 adult, 2 kid. I, of course, will never sew anything with these patterns, but I kind of this time thought, you know what, I'm going to go for the little kid ones because I'm thinking that the pattern pieces may be a bit more interesting because, of course, there'll be more on the sheet. The pieces will be smaller, so there will be more markings per piece. I don't know. Maybe I'm blowing smoke here, but that was my thought process. Sometimes I wrap Etsy orders in this paper just to, share what I have and add a certain look to the packaging. I also, in my Etsy store, have playing card and game card bundles. I seem to be encountering a lot of playing cards, and of course, think they're great, whether they're new or old. The artwork is incredible. So when I have a chance, these are brand new. When I have a chance to buy cards, I do. They are great for altering. If the picture is attractive, or in a case like this, if it's informational, a person could just use it as a finished piece of ephemera that doesn't need any more action or embellishment. So this one, Animals of the World flashcards, and of course these are intended for, for children. This one has indigo marked on it, which means that it's the Canadian chain of bookstores. I should just ask you guys a question and see how clever you are. Let's just randomly do that. General knowledge quiz. Can't show you the question or the answer. Oh my goodness. Okay, there are 2 questions on this card, and I would like you to put your answer in the comments. Okay, what is the favorite food of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Do we have a date on this? I wonder if that means June of 2018. 50 quiz cards with 100 questions. And this is a cute little box that could be repurposed. Here, okay, this one has a winner's tag on it for $6. I, of course, did not pay $6. 90s pop quiz, 100 cards. Now, maybe I should ask you another question. I have at least one subby, Teresa, you know who I mean, who has an incredible memory and includes a story in virtually every comment that she does. And she comments on every video she watches. So sometimes you should look through the comments just to see the stories. She, a recent one included going to a concert, can't remember which year, with Chris Christopherson and what the heck was his girlfriend's name at the time? Anyway, hilarious. So maybe she will know the answer to this one, since she seems to have a head for trivia. What was the name of Ricky Martin's 1999 hit song? There are 4 choices here. I don't know that I'm going to give you them because that's too much to say, too much for you to remember. And because he's sort of Latin, or yeah, I guess Latin, the answers tend to be kind of Spanish sounding. Ridley's Movie Night Quiz, 80 question cards. How do we get in here? We break the seal. We break the seal. We slit our wrists while trying to break the seal. So these two have never been out of the box. I think sometimes people buy them, and I'm sure I've done it too, thinking, oh, that's going to be so great. Assemble a group of people and just play. It's going to be so awesome. And then it doesn't happen. Okay, let's just pick a... Okay, so movie night. Do we know what year this is? Just randomly picking one. Well, I certainly wouldn't know the answer to this. What is the name of the rabbit that Donnie keeps seeing in Donnie Darko? If you know that, well, you're pretty darn clever. See, and I'm embedding these cards. So if anyone guesses, I won't even be able to check. I doubt that I will remember them. Anyway. Fight with that later. Carrie, if you're watching, look at these, look at these, look at these. I'd say these are mint as well, with the fleur-de-lis and the word New Orleans on it. And this one, New Orleans and French Quarter. Carrie is a very supportive subby, and somebody who really believes in giving other people the leg up and so on. So I love to do a shout out to her every chance I get. I did have the privilege and the pleasure of visiting Louisiana once. Look at this, $13 for these. I don't think these have been out of the box either. Okay. Look at the size of those babies. 3, 6, almost 7 inches tall. Now, of course, if you wanted to alter them by adding napkins to them or whatever, you have a couple of options. You can either sand the gloss off or gesso them. But one of these days we'll do a video about some ideas. Anyway, Louisiana. I was there. Well, my husband attended a conference, and I was we were in Baton Rouge. I love that place. I'd happily go back. Okay, and then here are the, the vintage stuff that came from an antique store. Not sure what this is, other than maybe a good luck thing, a horseshoe and a 4-leaf clover. It obviously was peeled probably out of a scrapbook. It is chipboard, and somewhere you can see. So I think if I were to use it, I would peel it back to, I'd get rid of some of that bulk because that's really thick. Does anyone remember this popcorn? I don't know who chose to cut that out, but hey, I don't know if they still make it. These are Edmonton City transit passes, bus passes. 1976, and they're, authentic, different serial numbers. So there's a bit of a description. Oh, so the whole idea of a bus pass, I guess, started in 1962. So there's some historic, images. This is a check from who knows when, but clearly it was folded in someone's wallet, from the Canadian Bank of Commerce, Fort Saskatchewan branch. So I kind of have a bit of a teeny tiny little check collection starting. So now these postcards, maybe let's do it this way and then there'll be less distraction seeing them. Mothers, okay, there's a tiny little date there. Oh my goodness, 20 something. It says a copyright, but it doesn't list the year. Sewing notions, so don't we love those? Now this one, kind of weird imagery sometimes. Why would we have this little girl wearing a helmet, medals, and a rifle? No idea, but apparently she got a trophy for sharpshooting or whatever. And they're trying to sell thread. Like, what the heck is the connection? No date on here, but this is kind of cool. Oh, the type of sewing machine and the type of fabric. You can figure out what kind of thread, I guess. This little guy has some kind of creepy eyes. The engine there, of course, is more J.P. Coates thread. Copyright 1881. Now, it seems to me that weird little children, spacey little children, were sort of par for the course back in the day. This one is one of those that has, you know, kind of advertising copy at the back as well. So no date on this one, but I would say it's definitely old based on the font, the layout, the clothing. There's this one. Little Tommy Tucker sings for a supper of bread and oleomargarine. Swift's Premium, the brand he's sure to demand to satisfy hunger keen. Copyright 1918, Swift and Company. Okay, celluloid, waterproof collars, cuffs, and shirt bosoms. And again, oh, there's no date, but again, same sort of backing here with some description of photo of a, what is that, a binder? I think this is before my era. Never saw one of these in action. And then look at these, 2 old streetcar or bus tickets. This is, again, the Edmonton Transit System. Good for 1 fare. Oh, my goodness. Which is better, the tickets or the tape? I just wanted to see. I will save the tape, but I wanted to see if those tickets had anything printed on the back. Oh, yeah, cool. Cool. Klondike Days was the name of Edmonton exhibition for many moons. No date on here, but of course Klondike Mike was one of the characters. And in his jug, he's got Klondike juice. Okay, 3 more items and we're done. This is one of those, oops, I guess this end maybe. Maybe it doesn't work. Gas furnace efficiency calculator. Oh, maybe, oh, I don't know if it's supposed to do anything or not, but clearly it's stuck. But that is kind of interesting. Then there's this. Okay, what is this? Radio Shack. Resistor, capacitor, color code. So, oh, it's got these spinny dials. So as the color changes there, the number changes there. Now, of course, we don't know what a capacitor is, what the tolerance is, what a resistor is. We don't know. We don't care. But this is cool. And then finally, this Oh, copyright 1935. So this is one of those things. Now, of course, I don't know anything about music, so, oh, for Spanish guitar, accompaniment guide, accompaniment in the key of C, subdominant, dominant, key sing, blah, 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 blah. Isn't that cool? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed this and found at least a few items of interest here, because I think I did pretty well. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.